Hi, I'm Angelo San Giorgio, boat tester for TrailerBoat magazine. It's cloudy, drizzly, wintry, typical Western port conditions. Just behind me we've got the new 670 hardtop from Bar Crusher. She's big, she's tough, and she's all mine for the next hour. When I appraise any boat, first and foremost, it's got to be fisherman friendly. Unlike a lot of plate aluminium boats, a lot of thought's been given to storage. You've got a large keel tank underfloor that'll take probably a 15 kilo tuna. The live bait tank, it's big enough to keep a good catch of whiting, a fair few pinkies alive for the end of the day, and a couple of Western port monsters on the squid front. My wife will love this. Teflon insert, pops right out. We can pop it on the beach, fillet the fish, or take it inside the kitchen. Bring it back out once it's all washed, pop it straight back in. And incidentally, the bait board does pop out and a ski pole pops in its place. Nice and rigid. Looking at the dash, it looks fairly plain, looks fairly simple, very square-edged and functional. It really works. I'm built like a hamster, short legs, short arms, but everything's right where it should be. If you're taller, it's going to work for you as well. Underfloor fuel tank, that's sealed, filled from inside the boat. While some people might have an issue with that, on reflection I don't. It means you've got less hoses, less clamps, less things that can possibly go wrong with it. Up here around the boat ramp, things seem relatively benign. Around the corner past Summers, we were facing some pretty steep chop, a nice metre and a half, occasionally rolling in. What surprised me is the boat in those conditions was actually entertaining. You often hear the statement, the boat handles like it's on rails. These days, I was quite amazed at how easily I could throw it around and still be in complete control. Some of those rollers hit us quite hard side on. The boat just handled it in its stride and just turned around and asked, "What else you got?" We literally could spin the boat almost in its own boat length. The chines just dug in and held. The faster we went, the flatter we turned. The hull was quiet, and that surprised me. It was also nimble. The only giveaway was the odd thump, which you'd find in just about any boat in the conditions we were in. Stability-wise, great. I think nothing of putting two or three big guys over one side, either guffing a tuna, tail roping a marlin, or trying to subdue a mako. Like most four-strokes, Suzuki's 175 is particularly quiet. Because of the ambient conditions out there, we had wind and waves and seagulls and crew making funny noises on occasion. Most of the time we couldn't hear the motor running. But I'll be honest with you, when you really did push the throttle down, you were left in no doubt that you had some grunt behind you. Top speed on the rig today, particularly considering the conditions, was around about 39.5 knots. I reckon once the engine's properly run in, we'll see 40 or more. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't need the top end speed. What impressed me though is down low, the boat planed in under 3 seconds. The acceleration was on demand. Whenever we wanted to go, we went. The boat's called a bar crusher, but I reckon on the bar, it'll be a bar killer. It's not a dear boat when you come to think of it. At $75,000, it does offer you a fair bit for your dollar. Being aluminium, it's going to be light to tow. It's going to be an easy boat for one person to handle, despite it being just under 7 meters in length. Hard top, solid glass windscreens, anchor winch kit, good head unit, trim tabs. There probably aren't too many more options you would want to fit. I'm accident prone, so probably the only thing I would do is the factory are now offering optional covers for your foot rails. And really, that and the fact that I couldn't catch any fish today are about the only problems I've had. The reality is, regardless of the conditions, the bar crusher could handle it. And that's probably the only area where I think the whole exercise let itself down. Western Port has a notorious reputation for being able to bring out the worst in boats. I think this particular boat's got its measure.